Good East, positioning us everybody. The name's Wolfhanger. Welcome back to another episode of the Hunger Games Simulator, the first episode of Season 5. Last time we've concluded Season 4 with its Champions episode and our 100th episode. This time I had a fun idea. So, the idea for this, and the theme that all these characters fit into, is that all of these characters have died in their respected franchises and have also been brought back to life. And that's kind of what I thought to do here. Every single one of these characters shown have died in some way and have been brought back to life, and I thought that would be a good way to start. Maybe you can consider this an all-star episode. I don't. Well, let's proceed. M. Bison. So I'm going to explain how they die and how they get brought back to life to the best of my abilities. M. Bison creates clone bodies for himself all the time, and when he dies at the end of games, his consciousness gets uploaded into those clone bodies. He knows he's died, and he knows how to come back to life. I consider that counting. Gandalf the White dies in the first Hobbit. Grey dies, and Gandalf the White is his resurrected form. King Bowser is confirmed dead at the end of the Mario games. How he gets brought back to life? Shigeru Miyamoto Ex Machina. I don't know. Sheev Palpatine dies in Return of the Jedi, and he force projects his spirit onto another body halfway across the galaxy somehow in the sequel trilogy. That makes no sense to me. Avatar Aang suffers a fatal wound in the Avatar series. However, Katara brings him back to life, so he counts. One of the running jokes in South Park is, "Oh my god, they killed Kenny, you bastards." He is a running joke, and by the way, I'm rooting for Kenny. He is one of the picks. In Dragon Ball, when you die, in Dragon Ball, you collect the 7 Dragon Balls, and you can wish a person back to life. Even though more people have died in Dragon Ball, Krillin is the one who has suffered the most deaths and has the most iconic death in the series. So Krillin was the natural pick. Ahsoka Tano was supposed to die by Darth Vader, but however, time resurrected her back because Ezra fucked with time. I don't remember how Shredder dies in TMNT 2012. It's been a little too long since I've seen it. Scorpion died in Shang Tsung Island, gets resurrected by the universe resetting multiple times or something like that. Zane is a robot, so when he dies at the end of season 3, they just rebuild him and he comes back to life. Counts. I haven't watched the Harley Quinn show, so I don't know how Pamela Isley dies in that. Jason Todd was beaten to death by Joker with a crowbar and explosion. However, either the movie says when he got put in the Lazarus pit and was brought back to life, or the comics where Superboy punched a hole through time and space, and because of that, revived Jason Todd. So, Chet Pepe got hit in the head with an ice balloon, and I don't know, SML is weird. You can have characters die and come back because the devil Craig said so. Shadow the Hedgehog is confirmed dead at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, but it's also said that Eggman took his corpse, put it into a Chaos Emerald rejuvenation chamber, and that's how he comes back to life from Sonic Hero onwards. Groot dies at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but then regrows from Guardians 2 and 3. Hector Barbosa takes the medallion and is at that point alive and dead at the same time, dies at the end of the first movie, and somehow comes back in the second, third, and for the rest of the franchise. The bird person is basically a phoenix. Dahlia Hawthorne, though her body doesn't come back to life, her spirit does overcome some spirit mediums, and their whole job is to let the dead possess them so they can come back to life for a bit and let them talk to. And since it counts for Maya, it's going to count for Dahlia. But Dahlia was also just more iconic. Clockwork. He died at the end of Sly 1. His body parts lay scattered around, but they're still intact, and they scare Sly so much yet it feels the need to collect them. Arpeggio uses it, reassembles the body, and takes over Clockwork's body tries to. Neela instead takes over Clockwork's body, but Clockwork's body is brought back and reanimated, so it counts. And plus, I also kind of think that since Neela gets Clockwork, she starts acting crazy, like Clockwork would. Almost like Clockwork is coming back and Neela's just getting drowned in there. Anyways, Xehanort. When you die in Kingdom Hearts, your heart becomes a heartless, and your body becomes a nobody. Sora defeats Ansem, Xehanort's heartless, and his nobody, Xemnas. And when you defeat the both of them, Xehanort returned, so that counts as a resurrection. Galen Merrick dies at the end of Force Unleashed endings, and at the sequel comes back because of a clone body with a conscience. Chucky has a literal God on his side, and I've never watched Happy Tree Friends. Anyways, that is all I said and done. Like I said before, I'm rooting for Kenny McCormick and Jason Todd to win. Let's proceed. As a tribute standing on the podium as the horn sounds, Red Hood gathers as much food as he can. Xehanort, Chucky, Krillin, Scorpion all run away. Ahsoka stakes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Gandalf scares M. Bison away from the cornucopia. Flippy runs away from the cornucopia. Clockwork takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Aang runs away. Aang, Palpatine, Barbossa, Poison Ivy all run away. Zane snatches a bottle of alcohol in a rag. Shredder immediately cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Okay. Dahlia runs away. Bird Person takes a handful of throwing knives. Groot snatches a bottle of alcohol in a rag. Starkiller runs away. Kenny receives a trident from inside the cornucopia. Bowser runs away, and Chef PP severely slices Shadow with a sword. Day 1. Flippy injures himself. Dahlia, Gandalf, and Chef PP hunt for other tributes. Aang scares Starkiller off. Zane overhears Chucky and Groot talking in the distance. Ahsoka constructs a shack. Krillin picks flowers. Palpatine defeats Red Hood in a fight but spares his life. Barbossa sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Scorpion, Poison Ivy, Bowser, and Kenny raid M. Bison's camp while he's hunting. Xehanort travels to higher ground. Clockwork sprains his ankle running away from Bird Person. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Shredder from District 5 and Shadow from District 8. No district is out of the play, but we are down to 21 survivors. So let's proceed. Starkiller sets an explosive off, killing Palpatine, Chucky, and Bird Person. Alright. Aang quietly hums. Dahlia tries to treat her infection. Scorpion and Poison Ivy huddle for warmth. M. Bison is awoken by nightmares. Barbossa, Groot, and Gandalf discuss the games of what might happen in the morning. Bowser sets up camp for the night. Clockwork tries to sing himself to sleep. Zane screams for help. Chef PP goes to sleep. Xehanort passes out from exhaustion. Flippy starts a fire. Kenny and Red Hood huddle for warmth. Thank goodness. Ahsoka and Krillin hold hands. Day 2. Flippy picks flowers. M. Bison sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Poison Ivy attempts to climb a tree but falls to her death. Okay. Bowser, Barbossa, and Krillin hunt for other tributes. Groot questions his sanity. Clockwork picks flowers. Xehanort diverts Red Hood's attention and runs away. Aang overhears Starkiller and Ahsoka talking in the distance. Fitting. Gandalf, Dahlia, Kenny, Scorpion, and Chef PP hunt for other tributes. Zane tries to spearfish with the trident. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Palpatine from District 2, Chucky from District 12, Bird Person from District 9, and Poison Ivy from District 8. So again, no district is left down, but we are down to 18 survivors left standing. So let's proceed. Flippy, Xehanort, Groot, and Bowser tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Zane, Dahlia, Gandalf, Krillin, and Ahsoka sleep in shifts. Chef PP stays awake all night. Clockwork looks at the night sky. Scorpion loses sight of where he is. Aang receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Barbossa thinks about winning. Red Hood fends Kenny, M. Bison, and Starkiller away from his fire. Day 3. Krillin injures himself. Aang forces Barbossa to kill Dahlia or Gandalf. He decides to kill Dahlia. Alright, Aang. M. Bison receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Flippy questions his sanity. Ahsoka fishes. Starkiller injures himself. Zane and Red Hood split to search for resources. Groot discovers a cave. Kenny receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Scorpion stalks Clockwork. Bowser injures himself. Chef PP sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Xehanort receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. The remaining tributes begin to hallucinate. Clockwork and Ahsoka survive. Gandalf hugs a Tracker Jacker desk, believing it to be a pillow. Chef PP survives. Groot mistakes Scorpion for a bear and kills him. Krillin and Starkiller decide to jump down a rabbit hole to Wonderland, which turns out to be a pit of rocks. M. Bison drowns Xehanort, who he thought was a shark trying to kill him. Kenny survives. Zane hugs a Tracker Jacker nest, believing it to be a pillow. Aang, Bowser, Barbossa, Red Hood, and Flippy survive. 7 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Dahlia from District 10, Gandalf from District 1, Scorpion from District 5, Krillin from District 4, Starkiller from District 11, Xehanort from District 11, and Zane from District 6. Districts 5 6 and 11 are completely out of play. We are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 survivors left standing. So we're a little above halfway there. Let's continue. Chef Pee severely injures Bowser but puts him out of his misery. Alright, top 10 survivors now. Kenny destroys the Soko supplies while she is asleep. Barbossa fends Clockwork, M. Bison, and Aang away from his fire. Red Hood and Flippy huddle for warmth. Groot cries himself to sleep. Groot, Chef Pee and M. Bison get into a fight. M. Bison triumphantly kills them both. Kenny severely injures Flippy and leaves him to die. Aang and Red Hood hunt for the tributes. Clockwork chases Barbossa, and Ahsoka dies from hunger. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Bowser from District 2, Groot from District 8, Chef Pee from District 7, Flippy from District 12, and Ahsoka from District 4. With that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, Districts 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, and 12 are completely out, as I think we're down to the top 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the top quarter of the cast. Top 6. Aang sets up camp for the night. Red Hood shoots a poisonous blow dart into Barbossa's neck, slowly killing him. M. Bison receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Clockwork and Kenny huddle for warmth. The cornucopias are planted for food supplies, weapons, and memoirs from tributes families. Clockwork decides not to go to the feast as M. Bison sets an explosive off, killing Aang, Red Hood, and Kenny. Oh boy. Clockwork falls into a frozen lake and drowns. That means the winner is M. Bison from District 1. In the back of my head, I thought that M. Bison was going to win. Resurrected characters. Okay. Resurrected. Corrected character. No. Okay. There you have it, folks. That's going to do it for today's episode. Well, not going to do it for today's episode. We still got the placements. Let's review. In 24th, Shredder. In 23rd, Shadow the Hedgehog. In 22nd, Sheev Palpatine. In 21st, Chucky. In 20th, Bird Person. In 19th, Pamela Isley. In 17th, Dahlia Hawthorne. In 16th, in 18th, Dahlia Hawthorne. In 17th, Gandalf the White. In 16th, Scorpion. In 15th, Krillin. In 14th, with 3 kills, Galen Merrick, a.k.a. Starkiller. In 13th, Xehanort. In 12th, Zane. In 11th, King Bowser. In 10th, with 1 kill, Groot. In 9th, with 2 kills, Chef Pee. In 8th, Flippy. In 7th, Ahsoka Tano. In 6th, with 1 kill, Hector Barbossa. In 5th, Avatar Aang. In 4th, Jason Todd, a.k.a. Red Hood. In 3rd, with 1 kill, Kenny McCormick. In 2nd, Clockwork. And the winner, with 6 kills to his name, is M. Bison, with his redemption all the way back from the first episode. He got it. District placements in 12th, 5, and 11th, 11th, in 10th, 6, in 9th, 2, in 8th, 8, in 7th, 12, in 6th, 4, in 5th, 9, in 4th, 7, in 3rd, 3, in 2nd, 2, and in 1st, 1. There you have it, folks. That's going to conclude the Resurrection Hunger Games. Thank you to myself for coming up with it, and thank you to Grand Admiral Thrawn, who was a big help in compiling the list and confirming which characters have come back to life or not. Not you were a big major help in this. The next time we do this, Andrew Rock, we're doing Devil May Cry. That will be episode 2. But until that time happens, my name is Bufeng, and I bid you all a good West Visioning Listener, everybody. See y'all next time.